Hi. Well, the warming trend continues in southeastern Wisconsin, so I thought, oh, it would be a great opportunity to move some retaining wall blocks to a new area so that I can start a small project later on this spring. And what a perfect opportunity to try my new expensive wheelbarrow, but we put it to use. On top of that, I wanted to show a little more detail on my X590, and also, if you stick around to the end of the video, you're going to see a little issue that I ran into. Truly my fault, but the way I run cabling. So I wanted to get a little more detailed on the cabling of the Johnny Bucket Jr. So, without further ado, here's my small project. One commenter had asked, what's it like to take off and put on the bucket so you can use a tractor without the bucket? So this illustrates how I install it after it's been removed. I try to get it lined up as best I can, but I don't drive into the bucket yet. I'm not that good. Even though the way the retainers are designed, you could do it, but I get it lined up as best I can, and then I just physically move it myself. See, I'm rotating the little levers down to grab onto the hinge pin of the bucket assembly, and then I put those little clips in that keep those retainers down. The pin can't slide out. Next thing I got to do is hook up the top of the actuator to the faceplate, and this takes a little finagling. Usually it doesn't line up right away depending on where the bucket is sitting. Like right now it's on a piece of concrete. So I hook up the lift and curl actuators, get them to power, and then I can adjust the lift actuator, which changes the length of it, and the pin slides right in. Right now the pin's kind of like a quarter of the way in. Watch the actuator move. There it goes. And bang, pin slides right in. I put its retaining clip in, and I'm done. So here's the task. I have a pile of about 40 of these retaining wall blocks that I'm going to be putting out in the front of my house. Basically, any of my neighbors want free to take them. So, the first time I've ever loaded anything in the bucket, so I'm real curious to see how much it can handle. I can fit 14 blocks here. So I was pretty amazed. I'll lift the bucket up and check the status of the tires. No clicking, it's lifting it up. That is pretty darn impressive. That's a lot of weight too. But you gotta remember, I have the 500 series tractor. I have suitcase weights on the back. My front tires are at 15 pounds. I don't know what my back tires are at the moment, but it's handling it with no problem at all. It's very impressive. Let's do a little ride along. I'll tell you a little more about my tractor towards the end of the video, but the biggest thing I'm impressed with is how tight the turning radius is on it. I used to have a four-wheel steer John Deere tractor, and this thing turns on a dime. It's amazing, and it's only a two-wheel steer. After several of these loads, I started to accumulate a lot of gravel in the bucket. So this shows off how quickly that dump actuator works. It's faster than the lift actuator. I guess they call it the turbo actuator, whatever. I haven't talked about it a lot before, but this is my X590 that I picked up over the winter. I had a John Deere X394 with four-wheel steering. I sold that and purchased this down in Indiana. It only had 56 hours on it, in great condition. The only other major modification was adding these VersaTurf radial tires. Read a lot about them, seen some good videos on them. It should take care of an issue that I have down by the river where I mow, that keep them from picking up a lot of dirt and clogging up the treads. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I had an issue. The covering that goes over the wires was too close to the exhaust port. The wires were fine, but that vinyl covering that comes with the wiring had melted. So I redid it. This is the way I had run the cable before. That remains the same. But as you get closer to the muffler, I did some modifications. I repaired that vinyl, replaced it with convoluted tubing, and I also put aluminum tape where it comes in contact with the heat shield. So that combination of changes, it does not get hot anywhere near that vinyl covering. Worked out good.